talking about food and lifestyle habits that may contribute to bad PMS. So one of the things I really recommend reducing if you are dealing with bad PMS is your caffeine intake. Caffeine will lead to issues with your mood, being really short-fused and irritable. It may also lead to fluid retention, so you feel like a little bit fatter before your period, which is never a nice thing. So I highly recommend, not consuming caffeine in, say, the 7 to 10 days before your period, or at least consuming a lot less of it in forms like, say, green tea or oolong tea. The next thing that I suggest not having too much of is sugar. Sugar leads to bacterial imbalances that can make you feel quite bloated. They can make you have more fluid retention, feel like you're wearing like a little fat suit, or you get a little dimply. And so I highly recommend not having too much of that. It'll also lead to some potentially vicious mood swings. So if you feel like you're dealing with a lot of anxiety or depression, or a combination of both, then sugar may not be your friend leading up to your period. Next up are food or items that contain additional estrogens. Soy products are a very common food that have phytoestrogens in them, which can be okay for some conditions, but for PMS and excessive estrogens will actually lead to a worsening of symptoms. More bloating, more puffiness, difficulty with mood, sleep, and constipation. So tofu, tempeh, and alt-related items, I suggest not having very many of those in your cycle at all. Maybe once a week, if that. I would also be very careful about heating anything in plastic. Plastic has xenoestrogens, and when stuff is heated in plastic, that can leach out into the soup or the hot drinks or what have you, and then you're consuming those and raising your estrogens, which leads to a lot of the unpleasant symptoms, including painful periods and heavy bleeding. So do your best to avoid sugar, excess caffeine, and foods and containers that may contain excess estrogen, and you may have an easier time floating from one phase of your cycle to another. Thanks so much for joining today. Look forward to seeing you next time.